Hooking into that first fish, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be an amazing experience.
Oh, fish on!
Nice, Pat.
Right.
Oh, this looks like a little bit better fish, Pat. A minute now, if that's bigger than mine. Oh, nice coho. That looks like it could be bigger than mine.
These guys show up as 4 and 5 pound fish in June, and they're putting on a pound a week now as they come home.
Well, I'll tell you, Alaska is a dream trip for me.
Captain Mac, thank you so much.
Already anticipation of what these next 3 days were gonna be. It's beautiful. 7 a.m., Southeast Alaska, Prince of Wales Island, Sportsman's Cove. We're ready. Captain Mac.
Let's go do it.
All right.
Southeast Alaska is still undiscovered. The jets fly over top of us all day long on their way to the center of the known world in Alaska, which is Anchorage. And then they fan out from Anchorage. So we're in a little backwater here that we love very much.
So here we are, beautiful spot. We're ready to fish, and I get to fish with my good friend Pat Beckett today. Pat, are you ready to fish Alaska?
Felt like a bite.
I'm marking fish, so there's fish here. We just get them to go.
Pat, I'm going to tell you, here in Alaska, the rule is that, so in case you start catching more fish than me, the host always should catch less fish.
One on each side back here in the corner, and we'll give it a shot.
So we get out there the first day on this coho run. Fish on! Cohos are just an amazing fish. They fight, so they give you a good run, and you really have to finesse them back to the boat. And then when they get close to the boat, they jump.
Looks like we got our first coho of the day.
All right.
Nice. Nice fish.
That's a great coho.
Coho salmon, right?
Male, starting to build the kite there, getting ready to go home to the river. Pretty fish, pretty fish,
nice.
Yeah.
All right, let's go get some more. Hooking into that first fish, and I'm like, oh, this is gonna be an amazing experience.
Oh, fish on!
Nice, Pat.
Right.
Oh, this looks like a little bit better fish, Pat. A minute now, if that's bigger than mine. Oh, nice coho. That looks like it could be bigger than mine.
These guys show up as 4 and 5 pound fish in June, and they're putting on a pound a week now as they come home.
Fish on.
There we go. Oh,
look at that.
Check that out.
Right into the net.
Textbook.
I think we've really hit a spot now.
There we go. Oh, nice.
Oh.
Got it.
Woo! Pat, is this fun or what?
Another day in the office. Just another day in the office.
Beautiful.
Now, you remember earlier this morning I told you that weather could change at any time. Well, guess what? It has. Out there, I could see that mountain over there really well just about 10 minutes ago, and now the storm front's moving in, but you know what? We're still catching fish. That's what I'm talking about.
What a slab.
Yeah. I love it. Look at all those fish. Sportsman's Cove Lodge, baby. Alaska's best lodge. So that storm front moved in on us and blew us off the water, and so we're back here at the lodge. Now, Captain Max said there are more black bear than people on Prince of Wales Island. Well, we're going to check out his assertion by heading to a bear sanctuary. It's on a riverway there, a stream, and the salmon are coming up to spawn, and so they're working their way up. Well, of course, that's just like a salmon buffet there for the bear. So next thing I know, we get there, and I'm thinking, oh my gosh, now I know why the optics guy is here, right? And that made observing those bears even better. I got to watch them, you know, catch fish right out of the stream, go over and watched them eat the fish on the shore. And that was a really, again, another added bonus of my trip here in Southeast Alaska.
North American Fisherman is brought to you by Peak Antifreeze, right for your car and your wallet. Peak, run true. By Trilene, anglers trust Berkeley Trilene. By Bass Pro Shops, your adventure starts here. And by Abu Garcia, for life.
Pat, is this fun or what?
Okay, day one, amazing. Filled the box with coho salmon. It was sunny out, that storm front blew in. We saw some bears, it was just great. Now we're here day two, and it's a little bit more typical, overcast here in Southeast Alaska. But you know, I heard Captain Max say something about today we're hunting for exotics.
It's totally opposite to what we have done already. Lingcod, yellow eye, and some of the other special fish. It isn't automatic, we're gonna have to do some hunting, so away we go. Drop down, touch the bottom, it's only 85 feet deep. About 80 feet of water, but we're gonna go from that, drop off down into like 300 feet of water. The gear's heavier, we typically use halibut gear.
Here we start bringing things off the bottoms like a basketball coming up. I could not believe that there was a fish that kind of color in these waters. I expect that in the tropics or something, but really some cool looking fish that come out of this place.
We were talking about exotics this morning. Here's an exotic. Yellow eye. Right here in Alaska, Sportsman's Cove Lodge. Fish on! Now this feels like a good fish. He's pulling really good. Of course, you know, you're bringing him up from a little over 200 feet down.
Oh man.
Woo!
Oh yeah. There you go.
Captain Mac, now when you were talking about exotics, I think this is what you were talking
There
about.
you go, that's the guy. Now see those black markings up here?
Uh-huh.
This one's been around a while. That's a primo fish.
And from there, every fish we caught, vibrant colors, different markings, spots and stripes, and whew, this is a big fish.
Okay, John, it's you and me and the fish, brother.
Woo!
Lincoln, bring him over to me here. Up and over. Voracious predators.
Yeah.
Voracious predators. Only one per year.
Wow.
One per year.
So this is it for me.
That's it, you're done.
All right.
You're
well,
done, buddy.
There you go. You know what? I like to get it all done right at the beginning. That's what I like to do. So there it is. There were just all these different species of fish, probably 12, 13, 14 different species of fish.
Well, this might be my biggest. This baby's a good fighter too. I think it's a different species than I've caught so far. Cause this guy's mad.
Fish on. Oh, this is a good one.
I'm thinking we might have a halibut finally. Yeah, we do have a halibut.
Nice.
Yeah. All right. Heads up, coming over.
All right.
Woo! Yeah, baby. Nice job. Nice fish.
All right.
Now you realize, of course, if this is not a halibut that I'm pulling up here, I'm going to be sorely disappointed. Woo! Oh. Woohoo!
Nice.
All right.
I thought it was bigger than this one, the way it was fighting there.
I know. Look at that, double halibuts. Sportsman's Cove Lodge in Alaska. This is amazing.
That's my catch of the day, but I'll tell you, so far that's my catch of the lifetime.
That is a beautiful fish. Good job, Pat. Seriously. You want to have a memorable fishing experience in Alaska? Then you've got to go to alaskasbestlodge.com. There you'll find out all about Sportsman's Cove Lodge. Great staff, great food, great fishing. I even won an award because every night they give an award out per species for the largest fish caught that day. That lingcod you saw me catch? That won an award for me. So exciting. alaskasbestlodge.com. So we just finished a great day of fishing, didn't we, Captain Matt?
Absolutely.
Yeah, so now this is where it all ends. You get the fish, you bring them here, this is where they process them at Sportsman's Cove Lodge, and they're the best at it.
What you take home is the best there is, and there's no
So this
way
is like the ultimate souvenir.
It is.
Right?
It is.
The following products have been field tested and approved by members of the North American Fishing Club. PNVX sunglasses were designed by Doc Nesty himself. They feature special base curve alignment and variations in thickness to eliminate eye strain and enhance visual acuity. Shakespeare's Ugly Stick rod features enhancements that go beyond cosmetics. The new rod has improved durability and dependability without compromising the tradition of the original. To find out how you can become a field tester or have your products tested, visit fishingclub.com.
Coming up, the little reels that can.
But I think it's always fun to kind of push the limit and also see what it'll really do. And I'll tell you, I was not disappointed at all.
And the mysteries under the water. You're watching North American Fisherman.
Now on this trip we used big gear, Penn reels of course, but I also brought Abu Garcia, volatile 7.9 fast medium rod and Abu Garcia Revo inshore 7.1-to-1 reel lined up with 30-pound Trilene XT. This performed amazingly for all the different fish we caught, all different sizes.
That little reel's like a Ferrari.
Because the size salmon we're probably going to be catching, I knew these reels are going to be perfect for that. But I thought, you know what I'd love to do? I would love to be able to catch a larger fish.
I think we got a good fish right here.
You know, a halibut or a lingcod or something like that that's going to push 20, 30, 40 pounds or more on this lighter gear that really isn't necessarily designed for this type of fishing. But I think it's always fun to kind of push the limit and also see what it'll really do. And I'll tell you, I was not disappointed at all.
You know, Mac calls this rod and reel combo a little Ferrari, and the Ferrari is moving right now.
You on the Ferrari?
I'm on the Ferrari.
Halibut on salmon gear.
All right. How you doing?
Another halibut.
If somebody told me I could catch halibut off this little rod, this little reel right here, it's got to be quality gear to be able to take a fish like this on gear like that. Yeehaw!
From the moment I stepped off the float plane, I knew that we were at a unique place because they met us right here on the dock. Because they know this is a once-in-a-lifetime sort of opportunity, and a lot of these people only come once a year. Some people only come once in their entire lives. They make the experience like you're the only people that matter, and that was amazing.
There's something therapeutic about the sounds of water splashing against the shore. But all is not well beneath these tranquil waves. Invasive zebra and quagga mussels are infecting many of our lakes in ways never before experienced or even imagined. Thousands of these invaders drop to the floor each time commercial fisherman Jeff Weborg releases his gill nets into Lake Michigan.
It's hard to imagine, but our scientist at NOAA who studies life on the bottom has estimated that there are over 4 quadrillion mussels on the bottom of the lake.
These destructive mussels blanket the floor of big and small lakes alike. They have invaded 20 states, lurking in hundreds of inland lakes and 6 major rivers. And they stick themselves to everything.
So if you take a look at a pipe that mussels have entered, now you've got a problem.
Utility pipes and machinery often get clogged with massive amounts of sticky mussels, and it's costing us millions.
Right now it's probably between 15 and 20 million a year to control them at the pipes.
But that's only part of the problem.
They can change the ecosystem in ways you don't want the ecosystem changed.
Hungry zebra and quagga mussels are literally sucking in plankton, a critical part of the food chain and necessary for the survival of game fish. And the mussels have a voracious appetite.
A zebra mussel the size of my thumb can filter a liter or roughly a quart of water a day.
The only way these invasives can get into a lake is when a recreational boater or angler inadvertently puts them there. When traveling from one body of water to another, they either forget or don't know how to rid their boats of microscopic larvae.
Those larvae are virtually invisible to the naked eye. There's about 100 zebra mussel larvae in this vial.
The only prevention method is to clean, drain, and dry your boat every time you take it out of the water.
Make sure that you don't move water of any kind from one body of water to another. That means the bait buckets and the live wells and anything else that might be contained in your vessel.
It's the only way to stop these invasive aquatic hitchhikers, known as the silent invaders. North American Fisherman is brought to you by Ranger Boats, still building legends one at a time. Quebec, providing emotion since 1534. Berkeley Gulp, alive, looks alive, feels alive, tastes alive. And by the North American Fishing Club. Still ahead on North American Fisherman, where is the hottest bite across the country right now? But when we come back, it's the latest battle. Knot Wars is next.
Welcome to Knot Wars, where we pit two fishing knots head-to-head in a competition of strength. This season on Knot Wars, it's personal. Because not only are we pitting two fishing knots against one another, we're also setting up a battle between the anglers who selected those knots. We asked the hosts and staff at North American Fisherman, as well as some of our viewers, to tell us some of the knots that they like to use for line-to-lure and line-to-line applications. So this year, it's not just the knots that are on the line, it's pride. And as always, for Knot Wars, we use Berkeley line for all of our knots. This season, we're going to be using 14-pound Trilene XT, 15-pound Trilene 100% fluorocarbon, and 14-pound Fireline. This week on Knot Wars, we've got two clinch knots going head-to-head. Last week's winner, the open clinch knot, which was selected by Tyler Capella, and this week's challenger is brought to us by Kurt Beckstrom, who is our editor-in-chief at North American Fisherman magazine. His knot is the improved reverse clinch knot. Let's get you started by showing you how to tie each of these knots. First, the open clinch knot. The open clinch knot is basically the clinch knot with one added feature. Start by tying an overhand knot before you run the tag end through the hook eye. Wrap the tag end up the line 5 times, then run the tag end through the loop in the overhand knot and the loop created by the wrapped tag end. Moisten and draw tight. Now that's how you tie the open clinch. Now let's show you how to tie the improved reverse clinch. This knot starts with the tag end running through the hook eye twice. Now, leaving yourself plenty of line to work with, run it back up the main line. From the top down, make 6 wraps around both lines, then run the tag end through the loop formed between the first and second wraps. Tighten first by pulling on the tag end to form the knot, then moisten the knot and carefully draw it down to the hook. And there's the improved reverse clinch. Now the only question is, which one is the clinchiest? Let's find out. Here we are at the Berkeley Knot Wars machine. It's all set up for the competition. Here on the right, we've got this week's challenger from Kurt Beckstrom, the improved reverse clinch. Last week's winner from Tyler Capella is over here on the left, and that's the open clinch. Let's find out who's coming out on top this week. Whoa! Again, Tyler's knot, the open clinch, wins. The improved reverse clinch, Kurt, I think you're going to have to edit that knot out of the lineup. This knot is a strong knot. It's won 2 weeks in a row, and we love it on the Fireline as well as on monofilament and fluorocarbon. But Tyler, look out, because next week, the knot that's coming at you is the eye crosser. And guess who picked that knot? I did. That's right, head to head, my friend. Can't wait to see who's gonna win next week. If you wanna learn about any of the knots that we use here on Knot Wars, just head on over to our website, or better yet, download the Knot Wars app for your smartphone. Knot Wars, because no good fish story ends with a broken knot.
Venice, Louisiana, fishing January, catching bull reds on the outside. All these cane breaks that you see out here, catching big bull reds like this is pretty commonplace in January. Look for speckled trout along the river passes, in the diversions, spillways, 20 to 30 foot of water. As that river temperature gets down, gets colder, those fish are gonna drop off in those deep passes. 1/4 ounce, 3/8 ounce jig heads with gulp shrimp, hopping them off the bottom, catch fish like this.
Well, it's winter out here on the West Coast, and that means one thing, and that's winter steelhead. Now, steelhead are the premier game fish out here, in my humble opinion, and they will be running from anywhere in the Sacramento River north up to the Canadian border. And as long as we get some rain, the fishing should be really good this year. Now, that doesn't mean you can sleep on the stripers. We'll have stripers in the Delta, and then sturgeon as well in the California Delta, the San Francisco Bay Area, and all the way up to the Columbia River. Bass fishing gets a little cold, a little dicey this time of year, but it'll warm up pretty soon. And there's good trout fishing. Weather's a little cold, but definitely get out there and check it out.
Each week, Border to Border brings you the latest news and the hottest bites from around the country. For more, check out fishingclub.com.